Hey guys, today we're going to do a quick install of these ODI lock-on grips. So if you guys haven't seen these before, they're pretty awesome hand grip sort of setup. You get a throttle tube with the grips, and they lock on. They screw on. You don't need any glue. You don't need any tie wire, any crap like that. They just yeah, the clutch side screws on with a small Allen key clamp, and the throttle side is integrated with the throttle tube. So really awesome idea. We've been using these for quite a while. I don't see us ever going back to using standard grips now. So as you can see on my bike, I run the wraparound handguards, and that runs the plastic standard KTM handguards. Because she runs the metal screw-in bar ends, the installation for these is pretty much the same. Alright, so we'll do the clutch side first on that bike. Alright, so first thing we're going to do obviously is remove the old grips. If you're running standard grips at the moment, you'll probably just want to cut them off with these. Obviously we're using the old Emig lock-on grips, so I just got to clean a bit of the dirt out of there when that's been dropping the bike. And then I can undo the bar end. So these particular lock-on grips use a 3mm Allen key on the clutch side. Just want to go ahead and undo that one, or cut your old grip off, or peel it off if you want to try and save it. You can see how easily these ones come off. They're so good. A little bit of crap on the handlebars there, I think that was from before. But yeah, you definitely don't need any glue or anything with these grips. So if you're not using bar ends or wraparound grips, you can just whack that straight on. But I'm sure most of you guys will be using either bar ends or wraparound handguards. So what we've got to do is just cut around. You just carefully cut around the inside rim there. Just cut through the rubber with something sharp like this X-Acto knife. Go all the way around, and then you just grab something that you can knock the end out with. I just use this ratchet handle, works pretty well. Just smash that end out, and then you can screw your bar end or your handguard in there. If you want to clean it up a little bit, you can, but generally the handguard's going to cover that up anyway. Then all you do is push the new grip on. See how easy it goes on. And put your bar end in and leave it just a tiny bit of clearance on the end there. And then I just rotate the grip so that the Allen key bolts at the back, or actually at the front of the bike. Then grab your 3mm. Tighten it up, and she's locked on, ain't going anywhere. Such an awesome design, these things. That's how easy it is, guys. So I'll do the same for the throttle side. Just go ahead and remove your bar end or your handguard, depending on what bike you got. You might need to pull off that rubber boot, and then loosen off your throttle assembly. It's an 8mm socket if you're working on a KTM. I think probably most of them will be the same. So you want to remove that fully, and it's a simple matter of taking off the throttle cables off the old grip. You want to keep your old grip donuts if you use them. We always use these because sometimes you end up riding without gloves or for whatever reason, Stops you getting blisters on your thumb. It's always a good opportunity to make sure your throttle cables aren't starting to fray or anything, and they're not kinked or dirty or anything. Give them a bit of a clean. If you want to lube up the cables, you can. I don't generally lube the throttle housing or anything like that. I feel like anything that's susceptible to dirt and dust, it is pointless trying to lube it. I mean, you can put a bit of silicone spray or something there that dries nicely. We've never used any lube on the throttle tubes either. As long as the end of your handlebars there are nice and smooth and clean, you should be right. You shouldn't need any lubricant. And a lot of people will argue with that, but each to their own. If you want to put a bit of lube on there, go for it. We find that it's not necessary. Alright, so we've got to cut the end out of the throttle side as well. Same deal. Just be careful you don't slip with that knife and slice your nice new grip along the side there. You want to probably remove the instructions out of there. So with these kits you get cams to suit different bikes, so you get 2-stroke and 4-stroke with these now. I think usually the B cam is the one that's installed on there. If you go to the little chart there, you'll be able to see which cam you need for your bike. And I already know that the KTMs take the A size cam, so get rid of those shitty 2-stroke pieces of crap. Find the one with the A on it. And yeah, you want to put it on the right way. You can see one side's indented. Put that towards the actual grip. Make sure it's pushed right on. You can go ahead and put a bit of grease on that if that's what you normally do, but I'm not going to bother. Refit your cables. The throttle housing back together. Bar end back in, or your handguard, whatever you're using. Now you want to make sure, it's very important too, you want to make sure that the end of the grip isn't binding up on your handguard or your bar end. So just make sure that you've got it in far enough. You've got the throttle mounted far enough in on the bars that it's not going to bind up. The last thing you want is to have the bike take off whiskey throttle just because it's bound up on the handguard or the bar end. That's looking good, not binding up, spins nice and free. That's it guys, that's as easy as you can get. I mean, how simple was that? 5-minute job to put new grips on, and they're not going to spin, they're not going to, they're not going to come off. They are awesome. Love them. So yeah, that's just compared to the old Emig lock-on grips. They're made by the same company, obviously, ODI. These new road grips, sort of a bit more of an aggressive grip pattern on them. So we're going to see how they go. And they don't have that white lettering on them either, which looks crappy when it's all dirty. So there you go guys, the ODI V2 lock-on grip system. Done and dusted on both bikes in about 10 minutes. Thanks for watching. Catch us on the next vid. Cheers.